Five. Hey, Hart, what you doing? Hey, good morning. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. We're back into our old location because the office is a mess and big hole in front of the house, and had to clear out way and pathways for all the plumbers and stuff to get in. So, good morning. It is Friday. Hope your week's going well. Coming to a close this week, and things been busy. Cat just sliced me. Big cat. And this is 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, where we talk about Agile and Scrum in a tactical and practical way. I'm Greg Mester, Agile Coach and Scrum Master, and try to do things the way it gets you home to your family and friends so you can enjoy some fun with your family, and also get work done in a quicker manner, better product for the customer, so that the company makes more money, or if you have your own company, you get paid more, right? And at the same time, not doing it with overstressing by working 80 million hours, and have a little fun along the way. So today, I'm going to keep it brief because we are in the kitchen, again, or the living room area. At least the doors are shut in the back, right? Learn that one. Cat's over here pestering me, and people are waking up. So we're going to do this fast, and just a couple things I'm going to talk about today. One, I showed this book, simple book. One says 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Very simple book. It's pretty cool. It's got little things for little kids. Found this while I was cleaning out the basement, getting room for the plumbers. And yesterday, sat through a couple high-level presentations on some agile stuff for the company. And in one group, and I can say this because I think it was a consultant, they took Scrum in a simple, like 1, 2, buckle my shoe type format, which Scrum is, and built an elaborate spec around it. Like they had it just reminds me of my days working for the military and building giant monstrosity specifications. And they had paragraph 1.5.6 terms and definitions, and they would define all what Scrum and Agile and what a story was and a task was, and it was very formal. It was very well written. I'm not critiquing the quality of the work that came out of it. It was just the fact that everybody's got certifications, they've been through the training and all this, but you still need to write all these details down. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was taking what Scrum and Agile is supposed to be simple and non-complex, and try to really formalize it and make it meet some compliance, quality inspection requirements. And I'm like, oh, that's so old school, man. The whole purpose, and you're supposed to be Agile people, yet you build this very official looking documentation on how to implement Agile. Now, I have to admit, when I write a playbook, and maybe at some point I will share my playbook, there's two things I do. When I go to an organization that has been trained as, quote, trained in Agile and Scrum, a lot of times I will, depending on where it is, or if they have already had new people, I'll build a little one-day session on how Agile and Scrum might work in that organization. And I've done it everywhere I've been. And then I'll build a playbook, something I learned a long time ago, how the operations would look. And usually I build a playbook. I have basics what go in the playbook, but every company I go to, the playbook changes a little bit. And the reason why is I usually do a playbook after about 1 month I'm in the organization. I look at what the organization's doing right, what's it doing wrong, what does it need help in, and when I locate the areas it needs help in, I put that in the playbook, because that tells me all the training and all the stuff that people, quote, learned, they're not grasping, right? So I will clarify those areas that aren't being done in a way that's very efficient, so you go home to your family and friends, right? So I try to give them new ideas. Here's how you do this. Here's how daily Scrum's supposed to be. You always go to a place that has daily Scrum where when the lead takes over the whole thing and tells everybody what to do. I'm like, no, that's not what a daily Scrum is supposed to be. So I have to go fix that. So I put that in the playbooks, and then I'll take about, like, depending what system they have. Most of the time, no one's ever documented the flow. Like if it's a Jira or Rally or VSTS for now, it's called DevOps or version 1. no one's really took the time to flow out how the work flows. Like you have a team, and you have definition what they all agree, what's input output, just so they all kind of know. Then it's really good when you have new people come on board. You can show them the flow. Hey, this when it goes into dev, that means it's been reviewed by the team, and everybody's good to go. And when it leaves development, means it's all the definition done as far as the development's perspective is done. Like it's been unit tested, code reviewed, all that kind of stuff is done. And then it sits and waiting for the testers or however. Anyway, that's the flow. So I write that part in the playbook later on as the system goes along. But I was just so caught off yesterday. I just looked at it, my eyes just went, oh my God. So, and these are the people who are instilling, quote, agile in the organization. And when I see stuff like that, I go, oh my God, we're in trouble. It's like make it a very simple system to a very complex, level of management to meet a compliance factor. I'm like, there's books, certifications, it's all written out. Why you're rewriting what somebody else did. So anyway, I just wanted to talk about the dangers of going from a waterfall environment where very specification, very formalized group to an agile group. It's nice to have, but I don't know if all that value entered into it is worth it. I know everybody want to make things like so pretty and perfect and look corporate. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that because it's not, that document has no value to anything. I just want to make it so it's pleasing enough so people can see it. They got some graphics, they got some text, they can go through the flow. It's like a presentation document, that's about it. Within an hour or two, you can go through everything, but then they want to know, well, everybody's role defined. It gets more bigger because people want to add more stuff to it, which is fine. Add modules to it. But I just want to give you the warning what you'll see out there in the world, and it just caught me off guard, and that's why when I see this real simple book, this is like what Agile and Scrum is really supposed to be about. A little simple book, some simple ideas on what it is, and then every organization, every team kind of formulates how the operational aspects of that would work. And my playbooks are usually very much at the team level. And I leave sections where the team would just like their definition done. Here's some ideas, things like that. So I saw that yesterday. I thought I'd mention that. And the other thing, we talk about fixing things and we talk about bugs. And so talk about a formalization playbook. Going to talk a little bit about fixing code because I got an example. When it gets light out, I will take a picture of the front of my house with this giant, enormous hole in it, right? And why I'm going to get there. And then we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday, by the way. We are going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. And one of the things is like, sometimes you work on code so long, but you patch around it so much that it's like what you just need to redo it all. And the other day, I had a sewer problem going on in my house in the street because there was a little root growing into it. Tree found a hole or made a hole. Somebody found a hole, and it's just going to make it worse. So we're like, just dig the whole darn thing up. And the guy laughed when I told him, "Oh, by the way, it's 9 feet down." He's like, or it's like 9 feet. I don't know, somewhere around there. He's like, "No." I said, "Yeah, it's pretty deep." So he dug it all out, and what's funny is I had somebody come out here about 9-10 years ago. I won't name company names that they did a terrible job, which they did. A national known organization. So I got another group came in. So I had a problem 10 years ago when we first had our baby Isabella. I guess it was 9 years ago, 2010. So 9 years ago, and they fixed the one section that collapsed in it and left the rest. The rest was a clay thing. So they fixed one to keep it flowing, left the other parts. So 9 years later, I'm digging the darn thing up because it was just wrong, done incorrectly, or just falling apart. I mean, it did good for as many years as it did. Probably been down there for 40, 50 years. But they should have finished the job, right? So it's just like coding. Sometimes we keep patching this stuff up, but we don't look at the heart of the matter, and sooner or later we're gonna have to fix it anyhow. And it's sometimes when you're doing this code and the agile work, you have to make a decision. And you plan for that, right? This doesn't happen. You say, okay, we've been fixing bugs, spending 20% of our time fixing errors on the base code because we know they weren't patching and things aren't, sooner or later, we're going to have to redo this. And you plan for that. But you got to think about that every once in a while. When the issues start growing, at some point in time, you know what? Time to just replace it, make it new, give me another 20, 40, 50 years worth of life out of the product. And software is 5 years, right? It's like every 5 years, you got to redo your code. So it's just something to think about. I'll take a picture of that. I'll share that with everybody. That's why I'm home. That's why I'm in here. 2 days, second day, I have to work from home. And just be mindful of how many issues that keep cropping up. And sooner or later, you have to make the decision. It's time to redo it, right? And when you redo it, it'll give you a fresh face. You get new generations of coders, new generations of developers over time and they'll come in and they'll add their code. So just something to think about. Keep an eye on how many issues you got cropping up. And sooner or later, you have to decide time to gut all of it out and then redo it and start over. Give you many years of life in the future. So with that, we're going to do Fortune Cookie Friday. We're going to talk about it. Fortune Cookie Friday. It's Friday. And lighting's all crazed up. But this is the way it was when I first started. Remember that? Had a clock up there. Got the clock little by little. This little area hasn't changed much. I had a cat here 2 seconds ago. She left. So Fortune Cookie Friday. Let's find out what the fortune cookie says. Yeah, it'll be interesting if it relates to anything I just said. It's been amazing how the fortune cookie works with what we've been talking about. Learn Chinese strawberry. Kami? Kami. Maybe that's strawberry. I hope so. Or I just cursed everybody out in Chinese. Okay. All of your hard work will soon be paid off. So, the fortune cookie says, all of your hard work will soon be paid off. I like it. You can put that, be great. Work hard, you get paid off. So think of this in an agile way. Let's do it that way. You don't get paid. I don't get paid. No one gets paid unless we deliver working software, right? So maybe the question is, the fortune cookie saying, all of your hard work will soon be paid off. The sooner you get your working software into production, the sooner you get paid. How about that? I like that. I'll make it work some way. So the idea is that in this world, versus building a giant spec, and I'm listening to people doing it, says, I can go with what I do. When people don't have stuff, I just take stuff out of the box, make it work. Here you go. And in a week, here's all your stuff. Other people are waiting months for stuff to happen. And I try to rapidly get stuff in people's hands because the sooner they get more efficient at what they do, the sooner I get more time with them. I'm a greedy guy. I said, hey, I made your job a little easier. Now this is what we're going to talk about. Let's take some time because I helped with that. So, but anyway, the fortune cookie says all of your hard work will soon be paid off as long as you deliver working code to the customer. But I had that one done. Okay. So that's what the fortune cookie says. We're going to go with that. We're going to cut it off early. Hey, it's actually 14 minutes into the show. Almost 4:15. I want to say happy Friday. We will be here Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully we'll be back in the office. And actually my office is going to be cleaned out because I had to put everything on the couch that I sit at with the wall. So now I cleaned out the basement. All that stuff's going to go in the basement and my office will be clean. Anyway, you guys all have a great Friday. Enjoy your day and keep on having some fun. And hopefully you'll have some fun over the holiday weekend. Take care. Goodbye. See ya.